going to say that. I'm Victoria Nawaby. I am a consultant. I work for a company called Chem4 Solutions. And I have a PhD in physical chemistry and have worked in an industry over 22 years in the materials sector. And I'm a part of the board of directors of the medical plastics division of the Society of Plastic Engineers, education co-chair.
Pierre Moulinier, I'm with Covestro. I've been with the medical plastics division for, I think, 7 years or so, and currently part of the webinar team, very happy to be part of the webinar team these days. And yeah, a chemist by training, working with polycarbonates for over 20 years. Yeah, happy to be here.
Hi, I'm Ned LeMaster, and I'm an application development engineer focusing on healthcare and medical markets for DuPont, supporting our semicrystalline thermoplastics resins. And I have been secretary of medical plastics division going on. This is my third year of the term, so up for re-election next year.
We won't let you go. We won't let you go. We won't let you go. We love you too much.
Likewise.
You know, in terms of how we saw the sequence of events and how things played out, in terms of, you know, where we are time-wise, we're part of essentially, you know, everyone is working from home. We're not able to travel. We're not able to have these face-to-face interactions like SPE used to organize. But I think with the response to COVID-19 and how medical is impacted made a compelling story to possibly tap into and share that story. But you know, we can't do it face to face with the current context. It has to be done online. And so we sent out a call for presentations. You know, we solicited kind of our members for, you know, what would you like to say? What would you like to share? And so the day and a half basically reflects, you know, that process. Victoria, Ned, I don't know if that, you need to kind of fact check me there. And in terms of the themes that we'll say are impacted by COVID-19, we've seen a response from the 3D printing community. They're part of the program. Certainly there's something on the materials and manufacturing side which we cover as well. And we also have a keynote speaker from you know, from manufacturing of medical devices to come speak to us.
So I think we can also add to the conversation the fact that companies had to use their innovation to extend the capabilities to product lines that normally they don't produce, and to support the medical community, to support the medical professionals, anything that is COVID related. Some of the innovation and the work that they have shown is, you know, they've had to retrofit, they have had to really step outside their comfort zone to do what they have done to support this community. And so this meeting or this get together is really a celebration of the work that they have done, and also showcasing their contribution, and also sharing what each individual or each organization has brought to the table, and addressing the needs at the time when really somebody had to be out there to help these people, and also potentially addressing the current needs and future. I don't think that this is going to go away. I think it's going to be, we may even have another event to come back and show other things. So I think it's a number of things that this meeting is going to address.
Yeah, and also the need to come together and exchange technical information. That's what we're about.
Right.
And this is how we're going to do it for the next few months. And so we're happy to at least leverage the technology that's out there and bring our members together.
Pierre, you'd mentioned about the 3D printing turnout, and I think we've got a neat breakout session on that of 4 or 5 different papers from that additive manufacturing community, covering really the full gamut in that cycle and process, from the papers that I've seen all the way down to material selection and unique materials for 3D printing or additive manufacturing. So I'm really excited about that. And I think from the material side, the session that we were able to put together, we had a lot of great papers that came in covering things that we need to take in consideration with these times, with disinfectant, cleaning, good practices in material compatibility for disinfecting and wiping down surfaces. So I think that's a really neat session as well. And then on the other side, a lot of PPE. A lot of companies have come out and come up with creative ways to make personal protective equipment and other novel devices. So I think we've got a really good, well-rounded session, day and a half session that I'm excited about.
Yeah, and
what are your thoughts on?
We also have a contribution from the plastics.
Yeah, that's
yes.
that's one that's got me really excited as well. It should be kind of a fun, free-flowing session as well. I think that's during the second day, right?
Yes.
Yeah. During
the lunch hour, so that'll be exciting. What are your thoughts, Victoria, about the tooling session? Because I thought that was unique. We had some good papers come in on best practices for tooling maintenance, and as well as tooling specification and design.
Yeah, I was going to address a few things on the presentations and the contributions. I came into this with one mindset. I think that was a shortcoming on my part, but as interests came to us and interested parties came to us, and as the presentations and topics came in, I realized how wide this entire program can be and how many areas it can address. I mean, you mentioned cleaning agents and antimicrobial areas, and also then tooling, which as I read the abstracts, I thought, these are the areas that I didn't even think that, somebody would step forward and bring a topic for us. And so I'm quite excited about the program, and particularly the flow of the program. I think it's going to be very beneficial and all. But I think what I'm excited the most is showcasing how everyone has come together to address an emerging need, and in a time that was really, really needed. I think that was even the fact that we put this call for this meeting out on such a short notice. And I can tell you on LinkedIn, I had close to 2,000 views and interested parties who wanted to know about the program. And that tells you the need for sharing information, and also the path that we have taken is really a very good path in terms of sharing information and having educational material for our community. Even though we cannot meet in person, we have found a way of bringing everyone together. So I'm quite excited.
Yeah, that's really a great point. I think the response in general from the call to papers was really impressive on such a short notice.
Yes.
And
yes.
That's an incredible response that you saw on LinkedIn. I was impressed with the level of interest from the sponsorship, Pierre. We had two gold level sponsors almost immediately, one from Celanese and then another from Sekisui. And then we recently had another person reach out, or another firm reach out, saying they wanted to be a silver sponsor. I think that was FRX Polymers.
And definitely unexpected. I mean, it's we had included the option for sponsorship, and that people stepped forward. I mean, completely surprising. I mean, we're very, very grateful. But I think it kind of tells us that everyone believes in putting this kind of event together, and hopefully that kind of excitement will pass on to those that are thinking about tuning into a couple of the presentations and hearing what's new out there. At least I certainly hope that we'll have good turnout. I think that there's a reason to tune into these presentations, and yeah, that's, I'm excited. It's only just a few weeks away.
I also would like to address the fact that SBE has supported us, and I looked at the preliminary program that they have put together. They have done an incredible job. I mean, at a click of a finger, you can get into seeing who the presenters are, what is their bio, what is their abstract when they're presenting. And so that gives you the freedom of doing your work and your daily responsibilities to your employer, and then tuning in for the presentation and the topic of your interest. And I think that is an incredible setup by SBE to support something like this, so that under the circumstances when you cannot travel, you actually have access to something like this. And I think that is something that, as we move forward, we can keep in mind, even though, even when hopefully things go back to normal, potentially meetings like this can be added to our schedule.
Right, and I believe that the sessions will be recorded, so you can go back and reference them.
Right.
At a later time as well.
Right.
So say if you have to cut out and take another call for business, you can always go back and
yes,
watch at a later date.